Hello and welcome to another video. I'm back today with another charity shop haul. I got quite a few things this morning. Thought I'd show them off. So, first off, I have an audiobook on cassette, which is very retro. Sherlock Holmes Gift Collection. This has 3 audiobooks in, 2 of them read by Christopher Lee, and 1 of them read by Basil Rathbone. So you have those 3 in there. So let me get these out. So this one is read by Basil Rathbone, and that contains The Final Problem, The Red-Headed League, A Scandal in Bohemia, and Silver Blaze. That is across 2 tapes. That's abridged, that one. I'm not going to show off like all the tapes, but there you go, you can see them in there. The next one is the casebook of Sherlock Holmes. It's one of the Christopher Lee ones, and that contains The Adventure of the Blanched Soldier, The Adventure of the Creeping Man, The Adventure of the Mazarin Stone, and The Adventure of the Three Gables. That's unabridged. And this last one, also unabridged, also read by Christopher Lee. It contains The Adventure of the Sussex Vampire, The Adventure of Shoscombe Old Place, The Adventure of the Illustrious Client, and The Adventure of the Veiled Lodger. So yeah, that's quite cool, £1.29 for those 3, which you know, really happy with that. Like I said, very retro to find audiobooks on cassette these days, but I can stick these in my Walkman at some point and check them out. So yeah, happy with that. The rest of these are all books. So we have Mr. Creature. So this appears to be kind of like a side story told during the events of Frankenstein. If I can get that focus on there. I'll read it out. 1818 London. Billy is a street urchin, pickpocket and petty thief. Mr. Creature is a monstrous giant of a man who terrifies all he meets. Their relationship begins as pure convenience, but a bond swiftly develops between these two misfits as their bloody journey takes them ever northwards on the trail of their target, Victor Frankenstein. So, maybe it's kind of like a retelling of parts of Frankenstein, or maybe it's something that is intended to kind of like fill in some of the gaps, because you don't get a huge amount of the creature's narrative in Frankenstein, like pretty much aside from like 1 chapter. Pretty much the entire book is told from Victor Frankenstein's point of view, so we don't fully know what the creature was getting up to a lot of that time, but yeah, definitely sounds interesting. I'll leave the hardback for last because that's pretty cool. I have never and will never probably know how to pronounce this guy's second name. Chuck Palahniuk is maybe how you pronounce that. He's the guy who wrote Fight Club. I've got a couple of his books, but this one seemed particularly interesting. It seems like more of an extreme horror kind of book. So it says, Cassie Wright, porn princess, intends to cap her legendary career by breaking the world record for serial fornication. On camera, with 600 men. Snuff unfolds from the perspectives of Mr. 72, Mr. 137, and Mr. 600, who await their turn on camera in a very crowded green room. So yeah, fairly short. From what I understand, fairly extreme. A lot of Chuck stuff tends to be. So yeah, looks interesting. Another one, Anne Rice, Pandora, New Tales of the Vampires. So I have quite a few of Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles. This one I do not have. I've only actually read Interview with the Vampire. I need to get around to reading some of the other ones, but I do actually have like most of them. All of the blurb on the back is actually review quotes rather than actual blurb, but I'm not going to read all that out. But if you would like to pause and read that, then you can. But yeah. Anne Rice has like a very like romantic kind of view of vampires. And I like vampire stuff. I definitely liked Interview with a Vampire. So yeah, another one to add to the collection there. This last paperback is Lovecraft Country. I have not seen the TV series, but I have read everything, well, all the fiction by Lovecraft. Not read his poetry, but I've read all the fiction. And this is some kind of like updated retelling. Says this is set in the 50s. So all of his own fiction is set in the 30s or earlier. So that is yeah, I don't really know what it's about otherwise, but I'm assuming it's some kind of like eldritch horrors. And yeah, like that. Never read the. I mean, I've never watched the series, but maybe I will at some point. But I'm always interested in kind of like new Lovecraft stuff, so yeah, pick that up. And the last one is hardback with a wonderful cover. And it is the same shop that the last time I was in, I got that really nice edition of Edgar Allan Poe, illustrated edition, hardback, beautiful hardcover. And the time before that, when I went into that shop, I got the really nice illustrated hardcover of Clive Barker's The Thief of Always. That shop has always got at least one really nice hardback for me, and this one isn't quite as special as those, but it is still very nice. It says 65 Great Spine Chillers. Also includes Stephen King, H.P. Lovecraft, Algernon Blackwood, and John Wyndham, rather. Same on front and back. So yeah, I've got a few of these St. Michael's 65 Great books. This is one that I don't have. But there's all your stories in there. Got Ramsey Campbell in there as well. You have a Sherlock Holmes story, The Adventure of the Speckled Band. God, there's definitely a lot in here. Well, there's 65. It says on the cover. Which Stephen King story does it have? Suffer the Little Children. I believe that's in his Night Shift collection. Not entirely sure. But yeah, really like that. Really like that. Simple but effective cover. Yeah. Really nice find, and it was only like £2.50. So yeah, really happy with that. Second week in a row I've actually got like a really nice haul. That wasn't actually the scariest thing that I found in charity shops. Scariest thing that I found in charity shops was this. Now that is terrifying. Not least because of the fact that it says offers over £200. So you can kind of like go bankrupt whilst buying a doll which will almost certainly suffocate you in your sleep, or at least put a curse on you. So maybe leave that one in the shop. The reason that there's kind of like a 3-sheath mirror around it is presumably because that's the only way to kind of like contain the spirit inside the doll. So if you were going to buy it, you'd want to buy the mirror as well, so that's another £45. Quite an expensive way to get a curse. But yeah, that I just saw that and I had to take a picture. Hopefully the picture won't come alive and haunt me and kind of like start moving and stuff, like the doll almost certainly will if you take it home. But yeah, that was everything that I got from my charity shop run this morning. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.